This is King David, David and Goliath Music, BeatClass.com, MasterMyBeat.com, and this is the Daily Dose. Now, today's Daily Dose is all about preparing your song for mastering. All right, now you made that hot track, it is ready to go. You got everything separated. You learned how to create your beat over at BeatClass.com. You learned how to separate your sounds, how to make them crisp, clean. All right, so you're ready to go. Now you need to get your beat mastered. All right, so you're asking, what do I do next? All right, so here's what you do. Before you go over to mastermybeat.com, you come here to the file and then you slide down to export. And I want you to go to export as a WAV file. So left click on that and then pick a folder where you want your music to go. It could go into My Music, it can go into wherever you choose. Let's say I went to my documents and then I went to my music and I put my project there. Make sure I give it a name, whatever I want to call it. Alright, this is called Gangsta One. Then I hit save. Bam. Now I'm ready to render this track into that folder. Alright? First off, I want to make sure that my wave light is lit, not the MP3. The difference between the MP3 and the wave is huge. All right, the quality is going to be a lot less in the MP3, and if you're getting your music mastered, the whole point of mastering your music is to get it to the highest level possible. So wave is where you want to go. All right, then you want to come down to the part that says wave depth, and you want to make sure it is 32-bit float. All right, we want to make sure we have the highest quality. Now, in terms of looping, we don't really need to loop this because this at this point is a whole song. So we want to leave the remainder, all right, not cut the remainder. We want to leave the remainder. What that will do is if there's any echo or any effects on the end of the track, it will continue to make a noise. If you cut the remainder, it will cut it off right on the measure, and it will act as though it was a loop. Okay. Next thing we want to do is make sure that our sampler interpolation, which has to do with the quality of the sound. All right. A lot of people have that set to linear. I use 64-point sync. All right. The higher you go, it's going to affect your the speed at which the rendering is done. All right. So we can render it at a higher speed, at a higher interpolation, but it's going to take a lot longer to render. All right. Next thing we want to do is have all these bottom three lights lit, which is alias free for the TS404 if you were using it, HQ for all plugins, and disable max poly. Alright, next thing we want to come over here is we could leave that save acidized, and that's just specifically for the program Acid. Okay, you don't necessarily have to have that lit, but you can. Alright, and then we go and hit start, and we will watch that whole track get rendered. All right, and when it's done, it will be in that music folder that you put it into. All right, and from there, you can go over to mastermybeat.com and upload that track, and we will master your beat for you. You know that we have a special going on right now, 2 for $49. It's actually 2 for the price of 1. So we will see you over at mastermybeat.com, and keep making music. All right, it's your boy King David, David and Goliath Music, BeatClass.com, mastermybeat.com. This has been the Daily Dose.